Hey guys, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've talked anything about non-hormonal birth control, so I'm gonna get right into it and answer all your questions. I get a lot of questions on my Instagram actually about this because my video about the Daysy thermometer has been getting a lot of attraction lately, and you guys ask me on Instagram a lot of the time, how are you doing now? Like, give us an update. It's been almost over probably over a year since I've updated you, so I figured and now is the time. Okay, so if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you're definitely gonna wanna go down below in the description and check out the first video I ever did about non-hormonal birth control that I am doing. There's a lot of different methods for that, instead of, you know, taking a pill or putting something inside of your uterus to prevent pregnancy. So there's a lot of other options out there, so definitely talk with your doctor or just do your research in general. So for me, I knew I didn't want to kind of put in artificial hormones into my body every month. That's kind of the traditional way of birth control, and I think a lot of women don't know anything outside of that because we're really taught a lot about the birth control pill and other methods that can possibly harm us in the future. I'm not saying everyone has that experience. Some people absolutely love just being on birth control types other than what I'm going to be talking about, and that works for them and works for their body, so do what works for you. But for me, the pill just did not work. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. Definitely check out the first video that I ever did about the Daysy down below so you get an idea of what I'm talking about, and then you can come back and watch this one. Also, I'm really liking this little scrunchy thing on my head right now, so anyways, hopefully it doesn't look weird on the camera and you're like, what is that thing on her head? I don't know. Anywho, let's get into it. Okay, so the first time I ever tried Daysy, which is a Daysy thermometer, it's a basal body temperature detecting thermometer to be specific, and those are really kind of getting a little bit more popular, I think. I think it's a lot more popular to start asking those questions on like different routes of taking your basal body temperature to monitor like preventing pregnancy or things like that. So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the Daysy just quickly because I know I described a lot of it in my other video. The Daysy is a basal body temperature detecting thermometer. You can track your cycle and your ovulations with a normal thermometer. It's just going to be a lot harder. Some women use basal body temperature thermometers for that reason, other than something that is a little bit more pricey like the Daysy that does a lot of the work for you. So if you're somebody who you kind of want to do a little bit more work and save the money instead of getting Daysy, I definitely suggest that route instead. There's so many videos on YouTube that suggest like other routes instead of buying something like this. But basically your basal body temperature is hard to find on a normal thermometer because it's such a slight change in temperature. So when you are fertile, which means you're in a fertile window and you can have a baby like, you know, 1 to 2 days out of the month, this Daysy is going to tell you what those days are. So I do love that. It makes it simple. Whereas if you were just using a thermometer that isn't like a little computer inside, you would have to track on your own, maybe on an app on your phone or writing it down every day, so you really stay on track. So if you're not wanting to do that, then this would be a good fit for you. The Daysy does come with an app, so I'm just gonna update you guys on my experience so far. My husband and I have been married for almost 2 years now, so well, 1.5 years. And the first time I started this was a few months before we got married. I wanted this to really get to know my temperature, my body, how my cycle goes, and I suggest doing that because it can take a few weeks or maybe even a month almost for Daysy to fully know your cycle and your schedule. And it took me a little bit to trust this, and if you are the same way, I totally get it. But when Daysy shows you a green day, that means you are good to have unprotected sex, and it's green and it's good to go. And I would say if you are comfortable and you've been using this at least a month and you can tell that, you know, it's gotten on a rhythm, then I would say trust Daysy fully. I have, and I, you know, haven't had any pregnancy scares or I'm not pregnant, which if that did happen, we would be so happy, and that's okay. But I would say this has been very helpful, and I just trust it. When it's a green day, I fully trust it, and I'm just gonna go with it. So just keep that in mind. And when you get a yellow day on the Daysy, I will say what I've learned over a year and a half is trusting the yellow and the red days and treating them both the same. If I see a yellow, then I'm just gonna treat it as a red day. Basically what yellow is that Daysy maybe isn't really, maybe Daysy is a little bit confused on your temperature and she's just not sure, and she's still getting to know your temperature and your body schedule. So for me, sometimes I'll get yellow days if it's a day where I wake up in the morning and I forget to take my temperature, which kind of recently has been happening lately because I haven't been super strict with it this month, and it gives me a yellow, and I just treat it as a red day. And so I will say, if you are the husband in this situation, the guy in this situation, I think it took him a lot longer to trust it. He was like, I don't know, this is like a weird little computer thing, how can you trust it? And just reassuring them that yes, this works is really cool. The other thing I've noticed with a year and a half of using the Daysy is that it knows, for me personally, I'm usually like kind of irregular on my period, so I could be like a few days late and a little bit nervous, but this is really reassuring too, because Daysy knows when you're going to start your period and you have your time of the month. So it actually shows up in a little light right here, and it's like a purplish red light, and so that way I can refrain from being too nervous for too long about a pregnancy scare, because it shows me, okay, you're about to start your time of the month either tomorrow or later this week, so don't worry. So I really like that. And a few other things I've really liked about the Daysy is how amazing they are with customer service. My Daysy actually started cracking down the middle, and all of a sudden it wasn't working anymore. I don't know if cracking is the right word, but basically it came apart and separated here. So basically the battery was exposed and like the wires within it, and I could start to tell that it was not working correctly because it would always give me a yellow day. So I contacted them, and they actually sent me a brand new one of the new version. So I used to have the old version. I don't even know if it's available anymore, but the old version you have to plug in and plug into your phone, whereas now the Daysy 2.0, I'm pretty sure is what it's called, it's Bluetooth. So no cords or anything. You charge it every now and then. I barely have to charge this thing. I've maybe charged it once since I've had it. And it's really awesome because you don't need a cord to hook up to your phone every day. What I mean by hooking up to my phone is that when I want to check out my schedule on a calendar, you can actually see the predictions that Daisy's going to give you. So I'll just pull up mine right now. Let's see if it'll work. And it kind of just, she basically is, the computer is predicting what your week is gonna look like, which is really helpful because it's pretty much always right. Okay, so you'll see here, today is March 18th and it's red, and then once we get into the 20th, it will be green. So I have a few days of red right now, and soon it will be a few weeks of green days. So I do like that. And sometimes Daysy will give me a lot of red days in a row, which I think some people can get really frustrated at. They're like, why are there so many red days when technically there's only like 2 days out of the month you can get pregnant. But just be patient with it. Some months are longer than others. I don't know what that has to do with, but it could be just my ovulation cycle and I'm just super fertile that month and Daisy's just watching out. But obviously the weeks that it's green, like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, it's really, you know, nice to not have to worry about like other methods of protection. So yeah, I feel like those are mainly the questions I get, like how am I liking it, how is it going, and like anything I can update you guys on. So I will say, like I said, I really like that it's Bluetooth, so a lot less cords and a lot less things to worry about. I would suggest if you can get the Daysy 2.0, then definitely go for that one versus the one with the cord, unless it's a huge cost difference, then it's totally up to you. But either way, I hope this helps you guys out with kind of an update. I still, a year and a half later or longer, I still trust Daysy fully. I'm still using it, and I still haven't had like a pregnancy or like an accident, I guess you could say, even though, you know, if we did have an accident, we would be obviously very happy, and that's okay. So yeah, if you are looking into this and if you have any questions, definitely message me on Instagram. I feel like I'm more responsive there than in the comments on YouTube, so definitely check me out there. I'm super fast at replying usually, so I hope to answer your questions. And as far as other methods of non-hormonal birth control, you can always check that out or ask your doctor or all the things. Oh, I actually will say, when I was first looking into the Daysy, I did ask my doctor about other methods, and there's something called like a lady condom or like a female condom, and I was going to use that, but I just didn't want the hassle, and I just wanted to trust this guy, so I just trust it. So anyways, I don't know if that really mattered. So either way, that is the update with Daysy, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more information on how to use it, you can go down below to my first video where I talk more about that, or you can always check out like Daysy's website, and they have a really great information on how to use it every single morning right when you wake up. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, and definitely don't forget to follow me on Instagram and subscribe here if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.